Hi, I'm Janus Lee, and I'm speaking with Penny Arcade.
Hi.
Not having seen the show yet, I have a trillion questions for Penny.
Okay, that'll be fun.
They probably would be answered in the show, but maybe for our viewers who aren't going to see the show, you can give them a little bit of background and maybe some explanations of things like the name of the show. I think a lot of people are curious about that.
About Bitch Dyke Fag Hag Whore?
Right.
I basically get an idea and I start working on it then, and then I put it on. So I called up this theater in New York and I said, I want to do a new show. And the director there said, well, I don't know when we'll really have space because, you know, we're really booked up and blah, 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 blah. And I said, it's too bad. I said, it's a great show. It's called Bitch Dyke Fag Hag Whore. And he said, don't give it to anyone else. Bring it here. And it was a joke. There was no show. I was just saying it to kind of poke him. And at the same time that was happening, Annie Sprinkle, who's a porn star, who got quite famous through the Helms NEA crisis, even though she wasn't funded by the National Endowment for the Arts, the kitchen in New York where she performed was funded. So I was talking with Annie, and Annie said, well, I think that you don't understand my work. You keep saying that my work is sensationalistic. And I said, but Annie, it is sensationalistic. Annie does things like puts a speculum inside her and invites the audience to see her cervix, which, you know, frankly, for someone who's been a porn star, her cervix is the only thing that hasn't been seen. So in a way, she is, frankly, crossing a frontier for herself. But as I said to Annie, I said, you know, I don't have an issue with you, and, you know, of course you're going to run with whatever attention that you're getting, but you need to know that there are other women who've been working for years in the arts who can't get booked. Now, I'm an artist who did 25 sold-out weeks in New York last year. I have a very big following. My work is very populist. I'm not an elitist. Anyone can come and see my show. They don't have to have an art school background. I'm not performing for the same 150 art school cripples, you know, that the NEA basically funds. People who are very elitist. Hello, may I help you? Hi, how'd you hear about us? Well, we're located in Hyde Park, 5 appointment only. $175 for the hour, $150 for the half hour. 5 appointment only. You what? Excuse me? You want to torture someone? You want us to torture you? You want us to torture someone for you? For $15,000? For how long, sir? No, I'm sorry, sir. Sir, excuse me. I do not want to have this conversation. No, I don't want to. No, I don't want to continue this conversation. No, I do not want to. Listen, I don't want to hang up on you, but I want you to stop calling here. This is inappropriate. It's completely inappropriate. Okay. Goodbye. Hello? Hello, may I help you? Hi, how'd you hear about us? Well, we're located in Hyde Park. It's 5 appointment only. It's $150 for the half hour, $175 for the hour. Everyone who works here is young and attractive. Young and attractive. Okay, everyone who works here is old and ugly. Well, you're being a little ridiculous. We're running a business. We're going to have unattractive people here. You don't want to know what I look like. No, you don't. No, I just answered the phone. Here. Well, did you ever see the movie E.T.? I look like E.T. If I come up to you and I go like this to your baby that's coming, you know, we only have one energy. All our energy is sexual.
Okay, so if you do that...
If I do this, I'm having a very sensual experience.
Right.
And you're probably having a very sensual experience, and the baby is probably having a really sensual experience. Now, there are some people out there, you know, who have mistakenly turned on the show, who could come up with 30 different things that I was doing to interpretations.
Sure.
I am being physical with you. I'm a woman and I'm touching a woman. You're letting me touch you. We don't know each other. We met 6 minutes ago. I'm not saying, oh, you have a little baby in there. I'm being very physical, and feels so nice, right? That can be interpreted as a sexual thing. I mean,
they are using the Bible. They are using the Bible for toilet paper, not us. Because they're a bunch of hypocrites. They're sitting out there on their patio every weekend in a crew cut, clean shaven, peeled shrimp. They're going at their wives every day of their period because they can't lay off and they won't spring for it with somebody else. And they're going to have the nerve to stand up and say that homosexuality is an abomination in the eyes of the Lord. They're going to have the absolute gall to stand up and say that they're pro-life when they're out there demonstrating and saying they want capital punishment to come back in all 50 states? When is this country going to wake up and smell the coffee burning? You see, the fundamentalist Christians in this country are being used like pawns by the right-wing element because they're so naive and they're so easy to organize. Well, I mean, they're in church 6 days a week and twice on Sundays. It's not like they're hard to find.
here's Jesse Helms going around railing about Robert Mapplethorpe's photographs, right? And about the fact that Robert Mapplethorpe photographed nude men and showed their penises. Meanwhile, R.J. Reynolds, the tobacco company which backs all his campaigns, which gave him $2 million for the Jesse Helms Museum, was plastering America with penis-headed camels.
I won't feel comfortable until I get to 89,000. I really am not closer. Like they're going to get high and 20 minutes fall out from those.
Frankly, there is nothing in my show that they haven't seen on TV since they were 5 years old, except the content. Because every time you turn on the TV, there's prostitutes. Every time you turn on the TV, there's dead go-go dancers. I mean, it's endless. I mean, how many dead go-go dancers are in Kojak reruns? I mean, it's endless. The go-go dancer with the heart of gold steps forward. She gives the information that may threaten her life, but she gives it because she really is a citizen and really wants to cooperate and really wants to deter crime. Next thing you know, she's dead and you see her legs up to here.
Now, purely interest is like the steel interest. And see, now, the legislative intent, the reason for representative laws is well, the Buchanan law tells you this. The Catholic view and censorship by the Reverend. He says that for the work to be obscene, the intrinsic bent of the work must be to purient interest. Now, more concretely, the genital apparatus.
Wow, you know, Anton Artaud, who's the father of experimental and radical theater in the latter part of the century, had a statement that he made which was to be done with the judgment of God. And I paraphrase that with to be done with the judgment of my mother. You know, I'm never going to please my mother. I'm never, you know, unless I wear a slip every single day.
You would just beat me to death, right? Yeah. Well, don't you think you...
Hey, you remember, your friend must have said, hey, what did my do? You did it. No, my did last car. I smashed you because I think I was tired of being handled with a big stick. No, it's good for you to talk. Let me ask you this. Were you ever beaten with a big stick? Okay. I mean, yeah. For sure. You were?
And Nadine got in trouble because she started trying to pull down little girls' underpants outside my basement. But now she grew up and she's a radical feminist, separation militant lesbian woman living in New Mexico on woman's land. And Nadine doesn't even remember tying up girls and spanking them in my basement. No, because it's not politically correct, so she doesn't remember it. But when I went in New Mexico to visit Nadine on the woman's land, I told all Nadine's radical feminist separationist militant lesbian women friends how Nadine used to tie up girls and spank them in my basement. They weren't surprised at all.
I don't know. I mean, you know, it's a tough place for love. This world is a tough place for love.